Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the first of our Ketchum in Cannes podcasts. It's Monday morning in Cannes, which means for most of us the event is just getting started. I am here with Jo-Ann Robertson, a friend of PRovoke, and the CEO of Global Markets for Ketchum.
Yeah.
And Jo-Ann is going to talk about what she hopes to see at this year's festival. What are your hopes, fears?
My hopes and my dreams. Well, look, I think it's going to be an exciting festival. There's so much happening in our world right now, so much change, which obviously brings challenges, but also huge opportunities. So I'm excited to be on the Quasette and have those conversations and hear what the next 12 months are going to hold for the holding companies as well as for the independents. But when it comes to the conversation at Cannes, I feel like the last few years has been very dominated by technology. There was a comment made by someone a few weeks ago who said it's now a tech conference rather than a...
I said the same thing to a young woman from LinkedIn who was sitting next to me on the flight down. She'd worked, I think, at Google and Amazon before LinkedIn.
There you go.
It's all technology.
And look, technology is hugely important. It is transforming and disrupting how we do business. But at the heart of the marketing and communications industry is people. And I truly believe that that will continue to be true for the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years. And so I hope that in many of the main stage discussions and the fringe this week, that we spend as much time talking about the impact of people on the campaigns as we do technology, that we talk about investing in people as much as we do technology, because at the end of the day, with the transformation generative AI is bringing, it still does not bring that human creative touch.
So I was in Davos earlier this year, which is the other, that's sort of the corporate reputation version of the marketing festival. And that was completely dominated by AI. And it felt to me as if the discussions of humans were on the level of, yes, humans will always matter, and it's critical that we reskill them, and that, but let's get back to talking about the technology.
Yes.
Right? So, how confident are you that we're going to be able to keep the focus on people?
Yeah, I'm not confident, to be honest. That's why I'm raising it today. So hopefully as people start the week, they have that in their minds as they speak on panels or just in private discussions, because it's a scary time, in all honesty, as you look at the impact generative AI could have on industries like ours. And I don't feel we're being really intentional about the role of AI versus the human, the partnership that has to happen. It is a brilliant technology that offers so much opportunity to drive efficiency, to really, help people get rid of some of those mundane tasks. But the bit that makes us special, the ideation, that campaign that surprises and delights, that's not going to come from generative AI. That's going to come from humans collaborating and working together. So I hope by mentioning it today, we're more intentional about the role of the human, the importance of the human in keeping our industry relevant in the C-suite.
So let's talk about that a little bit, because one of the campaigns that won at Sabre was your campaign, Liming with Gran, am I pronouncing that right?
Are, yeah.
And it seemed to me that the insight for that campaign was quintessentially human. So tell my people about that campaign and where the idea came from, because this seems to me to be a great example of an idea that AI would never have
come up with. I agree with you totally. So Genomics England and Cambridge University came to us and said, we're really trying to reach minority audiences who do not talk about health in the same way that mainstream audiences do. And so we started to dig into, in particular, the Afro-Caribbean community. And what is it that drives conversation, connection, and allows people to open up in topics that are often just really seen as taboo? And I think one of the things we're fortunate at, particularly at Ketchum in the UK, is we have built a really diverse team. And particularly our creative team is so diverse. And so they can tap into insights and communities that many mainstream creative teams can't. And so what we came up with was who influences who in the Caribbean community, older generation to younger generation, and ultimately grandchildren really influence their grandparents. And there's this beautiful phrase in the Afro-Caribbean community called liming, and it essentially means chilling. You know, you sat around, might have a cup of coffee, a cup of tea, a chat. But what they really do, a lot of people in those communities is to play dominoes. And so we made this very bespoke, beautiful set of dominoes, and in addition to the numbers, we had little questions to prompt a conversation about heritage, about DNA, and ultimately about genomics. And it's been an incredible success in that community. And my Chief Creative Officer, Indy Silveraja, has a beautiful phrase where in campaigns like this, and again to that human touch, it is not about counting the numbers you reach, but reaching the people who count. And I think again that's a differentiation between what AI might be able to do and what people who really understand niche and diverse communities can do.
Great. We're trying to keep these
We could talk all morning.
So I'll leave it at that. We both would like to see great human creativity getting recognized.
I hope it's
throughout the
celebrated.
week. We'd both like to see great PR campaigns by PR agencies.
Definitely.
Great clients getting recognized. Let's hope so.
Have
Thank
a
you
great
very much.
time.